Jose with 1,000 points, second guy this year. Jarius, all three of these guys with 1,000 points. So. Wanted to bring Jose up for that. All three of these guys have within the last calendar year reached 1,000. 12-2 in home ASUN openers under Coach Driscoll in his 14 years. So continued that today.
Didn't know that.
That's what I'm here for. Jarius. Jarius put us up with 7 seconds left, and then Carter one rebound away from double-double.
Triple-double.
Fouls drawn, too. If you count
Never seen it.
I know, right? I saw that today. He got bruised up, so he's going to have to ice. We'll open it. Coach Driscoll, I'll start with an opening statement, please.
When we talk about this all the way going back through October, and then we come all the way full circle, and we're here now. And if you look at my quote before the game, I talked about what this league's going to look like and what it's going to be on a nightly basis. And if you don't have thick skin and you don't have a black heart, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to work your way through and manage your way through this league this year. And to these guys' credit, I don't know exactly what the biggest deficit was in the second half, maybe 10, it doesn't matter. But to these guys' credit, they've been through so many of these in the non-conference as an older, experienced group. And last year they've been through these, and they didn't kind of go our way. But now it's a different group. It's a different year. It's a different experience that they gained throughout the non-conference. And to these guys' credit, they finished the deal tonight. And we talked about before the game in Thessalonians, encourage each other and build each other up. But the best part of the sentence is encourage each other, build each other up, just as you're what? Who remembers? As you're already doing. Thank you. At least somebody listened. All right, just as they're already doing. These guys have been like this all year long. They've had incredible esprit de corps, incredible connectivity, incredible, like they've been collaborative. And the other thing that we talked about is having great guidance, because if you want to lead, you got to have followers. So we need these guys to lead, but guys got to follow. But sometimes Jaden and Jose was a great example. Sometimes the leaders got to follow. And Jaden tells Jose, just go, and he ends up with a layup. So our guidance has been really, really special, and that's what I'm most proud of. 5 guys in double figures. I thought Jonathan Abar completely flipped the script in the second half. I thought he really, really gave us that energy that we lacked in the first half. We challenged the guys defensively, and obviously in that second 20 minutes, our defense was very, very good, the way it had been in the non-conference, especially against mid-majors like we had played a comparable team. And then when you look at the way in which guys made big shots, and I think both sides, guys made shots, guys made shots, guys made shots, guys made shots. And you look at these guys making a shot, it's the guys that got all the experience, it's the guys that understand what we're in, and it's the guys that have that kind of confidence. And we talked about this before the game. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And the difference is confidence is earned, and confidence is trust of what you've done and the way in which you've done it. And these guys have great confidence, and because of that, we were able to make those big shots down the stretch and then make big plays in overtime and then execute in a special situations as we went into overtime with a lead and to secure to get to the free throw line. So couldn't be more proud. Quick turnaround, 5 games in 10 days, 4 ASUN league games in 8 days, and it is what it is. So we bust early tomorrow, and we play Monday. So we'll enjoy it. We'll be smart tonight. We'll have great decision and discernment as we move throughout the night. And then we'll get on the bus tomorrow, and we're on to the next one.
Josh and Gary.
Yeah, Matt, after they went up by 1 with the foul shots, why didn't you call timeout at that point?
So 12.7 seconds on the clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And Jarius came over and said, we did this against somebody, Duquesne, or we did this against somebody. Jarius said, Coach, you want me to – I don't like doing it. But I like doing it in that particular situation. I don't like doing it. Tom Izzo does it every time. I don't like doing it. I like the game to play because now they can change. They can set something up. They can do something. So Jarius came over and said, Coach, we said, listen, I said, Jarius, I'm going to call timeout, and then we're going to get together and we're going to talk, and then we're just going to figure this thing out, and then you guys are going to go make a play. And so we brought him in, pinch, make sure in case they miss, but if they don't and they get it, just go.
The timeout after we made the
12.7. Yeah, so that timeout after we made the first one, we're going. And it didn't matter whether you got a 2 or a 3, because that's the thing that's very, very difficult that people don't understand. And as a coach, you do. So you got to trust that these guys are going to take the right ones. They don't always do it, but you got to trust that they're going to do it. And because of that, we said, listen, you guys go find it. You got 12.7. I think I said we got a whole bunch of dribbles if we want. And the one thing I said is we don't need to take anything haphazard because we're going to the free throw line. So to the guys' credit, they found it. Jerry's found it, and it was awesome. And then to Cameron's credit, he did the same thing last year. If you remember, he made big shots down the stretch when we beat him here at home. And Cameron made a big shot, got to the rim, got to what we would call his sweet spot, kissed it off the glass, and it's just a difficult play to make with, I think it was 5.7 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And to their credit, he just came. And when 7 seconds, as a matter of fact, and you can't foul because it's a 2-point game, and you can't give up a 3, so you can't really buddy ball and help either. So he's 6'7" and just rose up and banked it in. And there was probably maybe a call or two that was missed, maybe in overtime, before we got to overtime, that could have been a different differential in the game, but that's life.
Well, I wanted to ask Jose, because you made the 3 to start the overtime. Were you guys motivated in any way by what clearly looked like a double dribble on the winning basket? Did you were able to shake that off, or did that motivate you in the overtime?
I mean, we were just focused on going into overtime. Like, that play was over. They missed the call, didn't miss the call, whatever it was. We were just focused on win the game, going to overtime, and then that's what we did.
And that's our motto. I mean, it's been there for 14 years on my wall. It's the biggest thing we talk about. Life is all about doing the next right thing. Let me handle those guys. Let me talk to those guys. You guys just get together and we're in overtime. They're not going to change it. We're in overtime. And, Dorian made some really, really big plays. His block on Copeland was huge. And then he gets the goaltending call on a great pass from Jarius. Carter had a great back screen, and then Carter chased the ball. Who missed the layup? I don't know, whoever missed the layup, and Carter tipped it in. So we made a lot of nice plays like that all night long. We're +8 on the glass, something that you guys asked about. Our Achilles heel has been that, and we did a monstrous job. We weren't very good guarding the 3. And we'll take a look at that and see why they were able to get loose for 9, which is the most that anyone's made on us in a long time.
Jarius, on the shot that put you ahead in regulation, did you, once you brought the ball up, did you have any doubt what you were going to do at that point?
Well, I didn't know what
Did you commit to that shot pretty early before you took it?
No, I didn't know what I was going to do. I'd seen that when I was coming full speed, he had to respect my speed, so when I was coming full speed, I just pulled back, went between the legs, and just shot it. It was all natural. I didn't know what I was going to do. When Coach said, just bring it up, I didn't know how the defense was going to be set or anything. It was just natural play.
Okay. And you hadn't hit a whole lot of shots before that.
Right.
Actually, not many. It was not their greatest shooting night
Right.
tonight. And in Carter, when I asked you, they're up 4 with 2:27 left, I think. You went to the line a couple of times, made a 3. Do the guys have a tendency maybe to look to you in times like that?
I mean, maybe. If they do, it's great. I mean, I just try to be an even-keel guy, level-headed, and make sure the guys understand, like, if they look at me like everything's going to be all right no matter what's going on. But I think we got a lot of guys like that. I mean, Jarrison, Jose, and Dorian are great leaders as well. And I think we just got a great group that's together and understands what we got to do to win games.
Okay. And maybe the first 12 minutes of the first half, you and Jose both had some, a little cold. You would admit that, right?
Yeah.
This program, is it just always that mindset of keep shooting?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's,
Don't let it stop you from.
I'm always ready for the next one. I'm just going to be ready and make sure I'm prepared to shoot the ball when it comes to me. I'm open. But I mean, we have, the most confidence in each other, and we want each other to shoot all the time if we're open. So that's just what we do.
The same kind of short memory that enables you to forget that call at the end and move on.
Yeah.
That's a great comparison. And also, too, when you look at a guy like Carter, I know it was his only 3 that he made on the day, but when you look at, if you remember, he took 2 or 3, I think, in a row where the guys ran at him so hard that he was able to get into space. And now he was spraying and playing, and I think he got fouled on one. He dropped one off. So that's the one great thing. Take them when you're supposed to, but they're always going to guard you like that. So he's so smart at 6'8" with 200 and almost 20 pounds he's able to get into gaps and move people around.
Carter, when, obviously you didn't have the best night shooting, but where you really made a difference was really drawing fouls. Did you notice that early on? Did that kind of become part of your game plan when you were getting under the basket and guys were trying to smother you, but you kept drawing fouls and started to get them in foul trouble? Did you notice that early on? Did that start to become part of your game plan? What were you noticing out there on that?
I think the first few minutes of the game, I got fouled a couple times. It doesn't go unnoticed, but I love a physical basketball game, so try to hit people hit me, and draw fouls, whatever. So.
And I think on the flip side of that, what he just said, what he did with number 4, like he guarded him for I don't know how long, straight 5 minutes overtime, and probably the last 8, so maybe 13 straight minutes. And he wasn't tired, he wasn't fatigued. He's trained. Brian Burt's done a great job with him. Fred Burnett's done a great job with him. Like he's trained and ready for those moments. And that kid is, signed with Penn State, was supposed to go to Penn State. They thought he might go to Duke and yada, yada, yada. And Carter gave him every piece of wood that he wanted to give him. And it caused him to turn the ball over one time. It caused him to start saying something to the referee. It started whacking him out, and then he missed that short hook, and we got the rebound. So I think that physicality also brought out the physicality on the other end, which is a cool thing.
And Coach, is that part of what you really wanted to go into ASUN play with, where, it's like you said earlier in the year, there were questions about the physicality of your team, and honestly tonight it definitely seemed like it was a very physical battle on both sides. Was that a mentality you wanted to go into ASUN play with, how tough you said it's going to be in the league?
Yeah, I'm not sure who said our team isn't physical. I never said that. So I don't know who said that publicly or whatever. Our team doesn't mind physicality. What we got caught up with in the non-conference was a lot of physicality. Houston was super, super physical. Pitt was super, super physical. Gonzaga was super, super physical. Washington was super, super physical. Duquesne was super, super, super physical. So we've been through them, but when you're 250 or 260 and you're 220, then the physicality, you just get dislodged and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, Jarius is 170, and the guy he's going against is maybe 185 or 190. So sometimes it looks that way, but we've never backed down from that fight. But what you said is, yes, we know that's what it's going to be every single night. We know that it's going to be that, like, the refereeing is going to be the refereeing. And so it's like that every year. Once you get into the league, it just changes, and you got to adapt. And these guys adapted, and especially Carter did a really good job. And then we went to him. We ran some stuff to get him the ball down there. And so because of that, he did some great things. So I'm really, really proud of the way our guys. So the thing we've been talking about the most is compete, fight, and believe. Compete, fight, and believe. Compete, fight, and believe. Compete, fight, and believe. That's all. And at the end of the day, we'll let the chips fall where they may.
Sound good? Thanks, fellas.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.